Here we go again. Quarter 2, week 4, day 2. Find the quotient. Wow. Really like this one, but it keeps kind of moving up the page. Eventually, it's probably going to drop off as we put this new stuff on the bottom of the page and keep spiraling new information. So, finding the quotient. Well, we're going to keep that, change that, and flip this to the inverse. Okay, so it's going to be 9 over 18 because we're keeping it. Instead of division, we're going to make it multiplication. And we're going to flip this. All right, so it's going to be a 6 over a 3. Well, this would be a great opportunity to do some cross-reducing because the 9 and the 3, well, we can divide 3 into both of those. So 3 goes into 3 once, so we're going to cross it out and make it a 1. 3 goes into 9 3 times, so we're going to cross out and give it a 3. And then we got 18 and 6. Well, 6 goes into both of those. 6 goes into 6 once, so we'll cross out. And 6 goes into 18 3 times. All right, so then we can just multiply across. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 over 3 is 1. All right, when we didn't have to do that, we could have actually right off the bat done 9 times 6 and got 54 on top. And then 18 times 3, which is 54 on the bottom. 54 goes into 54 one time. So regardless, we're going to get 1 for the answer to this division problem. All right, so now we're going to find the product, which means we're multiplying, and that makes sense because there's a multiplication sign right there. Okay, so I'm just going to move this over. So we're going to have 0.28, okay, and we're going to multiply. So instead of rewriting everything, we'll just do that. All right, so 6 times 8 is 48. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 4 more is 20. 8 times 4 is 32, plus 2 more is 34. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 3 more is 27. Okay, then we have 2 times, we'll put the x here, 2 times 6 is 12. Put the 2 there. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 more is 5. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 3 is 6. We're going to add those up. We don't really have to do the 0 because we know that everything's going to be zeros. So we have 8. 0 and 2 is 2. 5 plus 4 is 9. 7 and 8 is 15. And 6 plus 2 is 8. Plus 1 more is 9. Then we're going to move the decimal over 1, 2, 3 places. 1, 2, 3. So it should be 95.928. 95.928. All right, that's our answer for this problem. Okay, use distributive property to express. All right, I already did all the factors of 64 over here and all the factors of 24 over here. So, what is the biggest number that we can get, or that divides both into 64 and 24? Well, look at the two lists, and it looks like the biggest number is the number 8. All right, so if that's the case, we're going to put 8 outside the parentheses. And then we're going to divide 8 into 64. Well, 8 times what will give you a 64? The answer is 8. All right, then we're going to bring the addition sign down. How many times does 8 go into 24? Or 8 times what will give you 24? And that's 8 times 3. And that's our answer. Okay, so we're just going to take this. We're going to basically factor out the largest common factor. And then keep these in parentheses. And once again, to go back the other way, we just do 8 times 8. And that would equal 64. 8 times 3, that would be 24. So if you start with this, you can get to this. If you start with the top one, you can get to this one. All right, so there's the answer, 8, and then in parentheses, 8 plus 3. On every 3 hamburgers that McDonald's makes, they use 9 pickles. Okay, so for every 3 burgers, I'll just put burg just to save time. So 3 burgers 9 picks. So 9 pickles. All right, so it says how many pickles would they use on 100 burgers? Okay, so we want to get from 3 burgers to 100 burgers. And there's really no way to do that very easily, but we can probably scale down first. We know that 3 goes into 3 once. So for every 1 burger, 3 goes in, excuse me, into 9 3 times. So there's 3 pickles. All right, so now, since we have a unit rate, this is going to be real easy. To get to 100 burgers, all you're going to have to do is do 1 times 100. And of course, if you're doing that to the numerator, you're going to do that to the denominator. So 3 times 100 is 300 pickles. So for 100 burgers, there's going to be 300 pickles. And that's how you would find that answer. On a test with 25 problems, Grace got an 88%. Okay, pretty good score. Not 100%, but 88's not bad. How many problems did Grace get correct? All right, so basically we're finding 88%. Okay, what is 88% of 25, right? Because 100% of 25 would be 25. So 88% of 25 would give us however many they got correct. All right, so to do that, remember, 88% is the same as 0.88, which is the same as 88 over 100. So we can choose any of these, and then of means times. So you're going to use one of these, whichever one's easiest to use, this one, or this one, and then we're going to multiply it by 25. Well, I can put 88 over 100 times 25 over 1. That would actually be pretty nice. Or we can just do 0.88 times 25. So, I don't know. Let's just do that one. It's not the easiest one, but it's good enough. 0.88 times 25. Okay, 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 8 is 40 plus 4 more is 44. And then we're going to put the little x here. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 8 is 16 plus 1 more is 17. Then we add this up. We have 0. 6 plus 4 is 10. So 7 is plus 4 is 11 plus 1 more is 12. And then carry the 1, and then we have a 2. Then we have to move the decimal over 2 places. Boom, boom. All right, so we are now knowing that 22 problems, okay, out of the 25. So they got 22 out of the 25 correct, and that would be 88%. So our answer is 22, and that is our 88%. All right, a cartoon lasts 18 minutes. How many seconds in the cartoon? Okay, well, let's just set this up. 1 minute is how many seconds? Well, 1 minute has 60 seconds. So we can set it up this way. And if we want to know how many 18 minutes is, okay, we can do that. 18 minutes. So what does it take to get from 1 to 18? Well, that's pretty obvious. It is times 18. Okay, so if you're going to do 1 times 18 to get 18, you're going to do 60 times 18, which is 1,080. All right, so to answer the question, okay, how many seconds? It says a cartoon lasts 18 minutes. How many seconds are in the cartoon? Well, since it's an 18-minute cartoon, it's going to last 1,080 seconds. 1,080 seconds because you just take 60 times 18. All right, evaluate the expression. Okay, this is interesting. So we are going to do PEMDAS type of thing, but there is no parentheses. There are some exponents. Okay, D-A-S. All right, so there's no parentheses. There are some, actually there's one exponent. It is right here. And this is a little advanced, I think, for 6th grade, but let's just go over it. 3 to the 0 power. Guys, any number to the 0 power, it's actually pretty easy. It's just 1. And there's a lot of different explanations on why that is. And it's all kind of a little bit confusing, but all you need to know really is that any number to the 0 power is 1. So I'm just going to change it. All right, so then we have to do, so the exponents are done. Then we look for multiplication and division. And actually, we've got to make sure we know this is actually a times sign. Okay, so we're going to make sure that we don't treat that as an x. So we have 2 times 1 divided by 2. Oh, well, that's interesting. So what is 2 times 1? Well, 2 times 1 is 2. And then if we divide 2 by 2, we get 1. So now we're just left with 23.6 minus 1. Well, that's not too bad. 23 minus 1 is 22. So the answer is 22.6. Okay, so there's our answer for that one, is 22.6. All right, this says simplify the expression. Okay, so we're going to find like terms. So we have a 6y, or 6x, sorry. And is there any other x? Nope, there's not. So we're just going to be left with 6x. Okay, and then we have a 12y and a 2y. Those are like terms, so we can combine them. 12 plus 2 is 14, so we're going to add 14y. And then we have a 5 and we have an 8. Those are constants or just numbers without variables. So we have 5 plus 8, and we all know that 5 plus 8 is 13. So we're just going to add 13. All right, so basically we did simplify the expression, which is that. Now let's go ahead and answer these questions. What is the coefficient of y? And I have the definition right there. Coefficient is a number beside a letter. So if we look right here, what number is beside the y? The answer is 14. So that is the coefficient. And then it says, what is the constant? Well, I kind of explained it before. A constant is the number all by itself without any variables. So that would be the 13. So there we go. So there's kind of 3 different parts to this. First is actually simplifying the expression by combining like terms, okay, which we did. And then finding the coefficient, which is 14, and the constant, which is 13. All right, so there's all the answers for that one. All right, so the last one for today is use the distributive property to create an equivalent expression. Okay, well, what number can we divide into both 40 and 4? Well, obviously 4 goes into both of those, so I'm just going to put that outside the parentheses. Okay, how many times does 4 go into 40? That goes into it 10 times, right? 4 times 10 is 40, plus how many times does 4 go into 4? Well, that would be 1 time, and we don't have to put a 1 in front of the x. We just put 1x, right? So, I mean, I guess I could put a 1 in front of it. It wouldn't change anything. So here we go. So we have 4 on the outside of the parentheses, and then 10 plus x. So 4 times 10 plus x, that would give us the whole thing.